where he blatantly lied against Oba Ejawa, that it was Oba Ejawa that came to Igbanke, to pacify them, or rather to tell them to drop the Eze and the Obi title to adopt a Noge. You see that lie when you lie against Oba Ejawa, it no go better for you. It no go better for you, it no go better for your generation. In fact, you and your generation, you all will remain miserable for lying against Oba Ejawa. You see those lies you lied in that press conference. Now I come here, so come bust. Back
kingdom, the king is trying to annex Igbo's tribe. What the fuck? What is wrong with this Igbo Zonyamiri to start with? What is wrong with these people? The same thing they went to Ikwere to go and bribe this man there to come and be the leader of Ohanaeze, to deceive themselves. So many groups in Ikwere were warning them, telling them to stop that rubbish coming to their territory, to be telling them they are Igbos. What is your business with what is going on in Edo? Let me play you people a video. Listen.
So who are the Olise people? Where do they come from?
We migrated from the Benin kingdom directly.
From the Benin kingdom, yes. When was that? And how did it happen?
I cannot quote those days so that I don't
in history,
something they don't come and say they want to talk. They say they not be Igbo. They not be Edo. Say they be Igbo. If you be Igbo, go to Igbo land. The land you are occupying is Edo land, and in Edo land, this 7 local government, all power Benin controls all. If you don't know, may you go read your constitution well.
Thanks for clicking on this channel. Please subscribe to FO's blog history and click on the notification button so that whenever we upload a new video you will be notified. Igbo neighbors, be conscious of Ohanaeze, IPOB terrorist organization, and Nna Mehn, because they are all working together to annex other people's land. What Ohanaeze is saying concerning Igbanke only shows Nna Mehn's real intention, and he is not doing it all alone. He has the backing of their top ethnic socio-cultural group, Ohanaeze, as well as the militant IPOB. What Nna Mehn is doing is an organized and systematic orchestration by Ohanaeze. According to Sahara Reporter's headline, it says, Ohanaeze Council slams Oba of Benin over suspension of 6 Igbanke monarchs, plot to annex Igbo clan. It went further to say that the Ohanaeze Youth Council, OYC, has strongly condemned the recent suspension of 6 traditional rulers in Igbanke clan in Edo State by the Oba of Benin, Oba El Wahid II, describing the move as an unwarranted interference in the affairs of an indigenous Igbo community. In a statement signed by its Secretary-General, Nfinyichukwu and National Publicity Secretary, Ukpabi Michael Authority, the OYC accused Oba El Wahid II and the Benin Traditional Council, BTC, of attempting to impose a Benin identity on the Igbanke people of the state, despite their long-standing Igbo heritage. We at FO's blog, including wounded civilians, and other Benins are asking, is what the concern of IPOB, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, and Nna Mehn on Edo affairs? We strongly support the palace of the Oba of Benin concerning Igbanke, which the palace stated that, the Igbanke people are Benins and domiciled in the Benin kingdom. The palace of the Great Oba of Benin has released a press statement concerning Igbanke. According to the statement released by the palace of the Great Oba of Benin, it reads, Press released by the Great Oba of Benin Palace. The Igbanke people are Benins and domiciled in Benin Kingdom. Putting the record straight, the Benin Traditional Council has watched with utter consternation the attempt by some self-styled individuals parading themselves as Igbanke elements to turn history on its head with respect to the place of the Igbanke people in the Benin history. More concern is their false narrative and claims that they are Igbos without pointedly identifying their roots in Igbo land. Against the background of this false narrative by these ignorant and unscrupulous persons, it is therefore important to set the record straight and to state unequivocally that the Igbanke people who are known to be enlightened and very hard-working ethnic community in Edo State have their ancestral links with the Benin, even though over time their language have been influenced by their location and interactions with other ethnic groups from Delta State, particularly the Ika-speaking people. They are historically and genetically Benin people whose ancestors have constantly paid homages to the Oba of Benin on whose traditional land they inhabit. One curious aspect of the false narrative and claims by the so-called Igbanke dissident group is that their erstwhile traditional heads were identified as Obis and Hazes. This is strange as right from the time of the Midwest and even before then, up to the enactment of the Bendel State Traditional Rulers and Chiefs Edict of 1979, no Obi or Haze or any such Igbo title existed in Edo land and Igbanke for that matter. The recently suspended Enigi and Igbanke were among the other Enigi in Benin Kingdom with a long, undeniable history of affiliation with the palace of the Oba of Benin, whose final authority and prerogative of Benin Kingdom rulership was necessary for any Enogie to be recognized and installed across the Benin Kingdom. In addition, the Omo Noba Nido, Ukoak Palakpolo, Oba of Benin, had for a long time recognized Igbanke people as Benins. The Igbanke people migrated from Benin City in history to settle in their present location in Benin Kingdom and present Edo State. Records have explicitly shown this for long and in the Benin Traditional Council. The Enigi that have lived in Igbanke have all been loyal and played their traditional chieftaincy roles loyally in history to the Oba of Benin, as other Enigi in the rest of the Benin Kingdom. Their recent acts of rebellion in which they sought to undermine the long-standing tradition of Benin Kingdom by their acts of sacrilege were actively carried out by the suspended Enigi, including those of Igbanke. Some pertinent questions to be asked are, if they claim they are not Benin people, under what law are their so-called Obi and or Haze recognized in Old Midwest, Bendel, and now Edo State? The Benin Traditional Council wishes therefore to inform the general public, particularly the security agencies, to take particular note of acts capable of causing breach of public peace which these persons of Igbanke stock have now embarked upon through illegal and unlawful claims or means. The Igbanke people are naturally peace-loving and law-abiding community and must not allow some misguided elements and miscreants to railroad them into needless acts of infamy. A word is enough for the wise. The Igbanke General Union has released a press statement, dissociating itself and the entire community from those faceless miscreants who said Igbanke is Igbo. They have learned from the Anioma people of Delta State and the Inkware people of Rivers State that those people from the southeast are not people to associate with. They have a high tendency for violence and social disorder. What is happening in their land tells you who they are. And also what is happening in Ezen land, because some Ezen social media miscreants said Ezen is Biafra, hence they have gone to Ezen land to declare sit at home, every Monday as they do in the southeast. They are strangers to royalty and civilized culture. The only culture they have is money worship. One is only recognized as a leader if one has money, which is contrary to Igbanke culture and traditions. IPOB terrorist group is the brain behind what is happening in Igbanke. The press statement released by the Igbanke General Union on April 29, 2025, read as follows. In the past 1 week, we have been inundated with media reports ascribed to a faceless group that purportedly led a demonstration with a message that Igbanke is not Bini but of Igbo origin. As the highest constituted, elected body of all Igbanke people across the globe under the auspices of Igbanke General Union worldwide, we therefore wish to state as follows. 1. That the general public should disregard the said protest, or content circulation across social media space. 2. That the unknown faceless group was not authorized to speak on behalf of Igbanke people. 3. Igbanke is an autonomous community in Edo State that speaks Igbanke dialect, a variant of Ika language. 4. The leadership of Igbanke General Union worldwide has not officially released a statement and also has not mandated any group or persons to do so on behalf of the Union. Igbanke General Union worldwide leadership appeal to all Igbanke sons and daughters to exercise restraint and avoid unnecessary commentary, debate, or interviews that may further exacerbate the current situation. We hereby enjoin all our community members to count on the leadership of IGU worldwide for direction in articulating Igbanke position. Thank you all. Ne Igbanke Masi. Engineer, Dr. Uziagwi Arthuro Saratin, President, Igbanke General Union Worldwide. There had never been a time the traditional rulers of Igbanke bear the name Haze, or Obi. There was never a time Oba of Benin told the Igbanke traditional rulers to bear Enigi. They have always been known as Enigi from 1960 Traditional Edict of the defunct Western region, to 1979 defunct Bendel State Traditional Edict, which applies to both Delta and Edo states respectively. Those IPOB who granted a press conference that Oba Ehedowa of blessed memory begged Igbanke traditional rulers to change the names from Heze, or Obi, to Enogie are liars. In fact, the man who gave that press conference should be arrested to tell the world when Oba Ehedowa of blessed memory told them to change their name. Our brother Marshall, the CEO of the Voice of Benin TV, gives a comprehensive analysis of traditional edicts from 1960 to 1979 and how the Enogie and the Igbanke traditional title has remained unchanged all these years. Please watch and listen attentively.
Another lies of the Igbo propagandist has been busted. You see this issue of Igbanke, now so I go give now woto until all of una go enter house. There was one aspect of that press briefing that fake pastor gave, where he blatantly lied against Oba Ejawa, that it was Oba Ejawa that came to Igbanke, to pacify them, or rather to tell them to drop the Eze and the Obi title to adopt Enogie. You see that lie when you lie against Oba Ejawa, it no go better for you. It no go better for you. It no go better for your generation. In fact, you and your generation, you all will remain miserable for lying against Oba Ejawa. You see those lies you lied in that press conference. Now I come here, so come bust. Back to 1960, when the present Edo State was still under the western part of Nigeria. In 1960, the law of the western Nigeria recognized the Enogie of Olige as one of the traditional chiefs of the Benin Traditional Council. Now, here is it. Annual volume of the laws of the western state of Nigeria, containing the laws of the western state of Nigeria and subsidiary legislation made thereunder. You can see the area that is marked on this video. You can see 1960. You can see western state of Nigeria, government printer 1960. Now, by the time we zoom over, towards the lower part of the video, you discover that the Enogie of Olige is ticked and shaded. That is what you are seeing here, the Enogie of Olige. You can see that Enogie of Olige was recognized by law in 1960 under the western state of Nigeria. Now, when the present Edo State and Delta State were carved out of the western Nigeria, Midwestern Nigeria was created. The Midwestern Nigeria is the today Edo State and Delta State. That is what you have on the screen. That is what you are seeing. Annual volume of the laws of Midwestern Nigeria. Now, you can zoom downward a bit. You will see Midwestern Nigeria, 1973 law. 1973 law. That year, 1973, the Enogie of Omolua was recognized by law. That is Chief SU on one name. Now you can see Enogie of Omolua there. Did you see Obi? We are talking about 1973 now, not 1979. So you can boldly see it there. You can boldly see it. You can boldly see where it is written, 1973. In 1973, Chief SU on one name, Enogie of Omolua was recognized by law. Now, in 1972, the local government and chieftaincy affair recognized the Enogie of Idumodun in 1972. You can see there, Ministry of Home Affairs and Information, 1972. You can broadly see Enogie of Omolua is at number 16. That is the year Enogie of Omolua was recognized by law. Now, let's move over to the next one. Local government and chieftaincy affairs. You usually see Ministry of Home Affairs and Information. In 1972, the Enogie of Ake Obiogba was recognized by law. He is the number 7 there. In 1972, you can probably see there Enogie, not Obi, not Eze, Enogie of Ake. Now, in same 1972, you can clearly see where it is written number 11, number 14, and number 15 respectively are the Enogie of Olige, number 11, the Enogie of Ota, number 14, and number 15, Enogie of Igbanke. They were equally recognized altogether by the Ministry of Home Affairs and Information in 1972. In 1972, they were not called or addressed as Obi or Eze. You can see that your lies has been busted. Now, annual volume of the laws of Midwestern Nigeria, Midwestern state of Nigeria, in 1974, Chief Nwane again appears again. You can equally see Chief Nwane, the Enoge of Omolwa, again as member of the Traditional Council of the Midwestern States. Now, in 1975, this is the Gazette, the law that recognized Chief Isibo Osafele, the Enoge of Ota, and Chief S.U. Omorodion, the Enoge of Igbanke. You can clearly see there under the Midwestern States. Okay, you can see the certificate of Gazette there, Western State of Nigeria, clearly written there. See that your lies has been busted. The Biafra, the IPOB, and the Igbo people have always used lies and propaganda to achieve whatever they want to achieve. Now, here are the list of the chiefs in the Midwestern states of Nigeria. So you can clearly see here that in Agbo, all the title holders are Obi. All right. Then in the Robo region, you have Ovie. All right, and Okumagba also. Now let's move to Orion, where we have the disputes. All right. Now this is Orion. You can clearly see that the traditional chiefs in Orion, they are all Enige. Now you can see the Enoge of Ake Igbanke, which is number 4 on the list. Then number 6, we have Enoge of Omolwa Igbanke. Then we have Enoge of Olige. We have Enoge of Ota Igbanke, Enoge of Igbanke, Enoge of Idumodi Igbanke. Did you people see any place these Enige were addressed as Obi or Eze? None. So your lies has been busted. Now let's look at the withdrawal of approval of appointments, suspension, and deposition of traditional rulers, regents, and chiefs. In section 28, section 1 of the Traditional Rulers and Chiefs Edict of 1979, it says the Executive Council may withdraw the approval of the appointment of or suspend or depose any traditional ruler, regent, traditional chief, or an honorary chief, whether appointed before or after the commencement of this edict, if it is satisfied that such withdrawal, suspension, or deposition is required according to customary law, is necessary in the interest of peace or order of good government. Now let's look at the punishment prescribed for anyone who would want to violate such deposition, suspension of a traditional chief. Any person having been suspended in accordance with the provision of subsection 1 of this section exercises or discharges any of the powers or duties specified by the Executive Council or the prescribed authority, as the case may be, as not to be exercised or discharged by the person so suspended, shall be guilty of an offense and liable on conviction to imprisonment for 6 months without the option of fine. So you can see that the suspended Enige who went ahead, to declare themselves as Obi or Eze are already guilty as charged. They are liable for 6 months imprisonment without an option of fine. You see, very many of us do not understand laws. We are just gagged into doing what we are not supposed to do. If the state government should take up this case now or take up this matter against this suspended Enige who went ahead to declare themselves as Ezes and Obis of this quarter, they are already guilty as charged. By then, all of them will begin to shout, witch hunting, witch hunting. You see, I want to advise the suspended Enige to retrace your steps back. Retrace your steps before it is too late to, because when things fall apart, the center can no longer hold. A word is enough for the wise.
According to our brother, wounded civilians, the Ohanaeze, who is interfering in what is happening in Edo State, has failed its people. They cannot protect the southeast, where killings have been the order of the day, but has the temerity to slam the God King over the suspension of some Enigi in his kingdom. What is wrong with Igbo people? Both the youths and the elders think alike. They think outside down, he stated. He went further to state that Ohanaeze has failed woefully, politically, and otherwise. People who cannot solve their problem of insecurity in the southeast, they are sticking their nose in what is happening in Edo State. We would also play you a video when Igbanke Negi recently came to the palace of Oba of Benin to inform the Oba of the passing of one of their Negi in Igbanke, His Highness Lucky Osudi, and they asked the Oba of Benin for permission to install a new Enogie. The spokesman, Bishop Osadolaroki, who explained everything to the Oba of Benin.
Country people, when I saw this post on Sahara Reporter that Ohanaeze Igbo slammed the God King for suspending some Enigi in his own kingdom, in his own land, I was like, not again. Not again. What is wrong with these Igbo people? What is wrong with these people? These Ohanaeze are supposed to be elderly people. They're supposed to have common sense. Why is it that the old people, both the young, the old, the youth, all of them think alike? They think upside down. Ohanaeze that cannot solve his own domestic problem, the problem of insecurity, the problem of the economic crisis, especially insecurity they have in the southeast. They cannot solve their problem, and they are stinking their nose on something that is none of their business. I was like, what is going on here? You have failed woefully. Politically, you have failed. Trying to force other ethnic group to come identify with you will not save you. Ohanaeze, the same Ohanaeze Nnamdi once said, they should tie all of them to retreat and burn them alive. That they are good for nothing. The same Ohanaeze have the guts. They left all these problems affecting them in the southeast to be saying that the Islam, that the kingdom, the Benin kingdom, the king is trying to annex Igbo tribe. What the fuck? What? What is wrong with this Igbo Oneiza Mehn to start with? What is wrong with these people? The same thing they went to Ikwere to go and bribe this man there to come and be the leader of Ohanaeze to deceive themselves. So many groups in Ikwere were warning them, telling them to stop that rubbish coming to their territory, to be telling them they are Igbos. What is your business with what is going on in Edo? Let me play you people a video, ladies and gentlemen.
Igbanke, leader of the group from Olige Igbanke, Bishop Osadolaroki, informed the Benin monarch that since their Enogie died in October 2020, they have not been able to carry out the burial due to ravaging COVID-19 pandemic. Bishop Oche said they were at the palace of the Oba of Benin to obtain permission to perform the funeral rites and also introduce the heir apparent of the late Enogie to him.
We are waiting for approval, and that is why we came to Parliament to grant us approval for us to commence the burial. Then thereafter to be asking for your approval, Your Royal Majesty, for the installation of the eldest son as Enogie.
Receiving the group in his palace, His Royal Majesty Ewa II, Oba of Benin, thanked them for the visit and advised them on need to be united to make the funeral rite successful. The eldest son of the late Enogie, Prince Lucky Osunde, and some elders thanked the Oba of Benin for the warm reception. The palace will send some chiefs to the community for the purpose of ensuring peace.
I thank God that He have welcomed us very well, that we should go and do burial of our late father Samuel Osunde II.
History has been made today that Olige Igbanke is Benin Kingdom. We have come to see our Royal Majesty to ask for his approval for the burial of our late Enogie, Samuel Osunde II.
This was a few years ago.
Receiving the group in his
when they
palace,
lost
His Royal Majesty
their king, their Enogie there.
them for the visit
They
and
came
advised them
to
on need
their royal
to be
father
united to make the
to
funeral rite.
inform him for the coronation, and the necessary things were done. The Enogie there, Osunde. The Igbo people bear Osunde. All this problem you have in the south, you could not solve it. It is I don't understand what you people stand to gain from this nonsense you are doing. From these elderly people that are supposed to think straight, thinking upside down. Even you that cannot give any command in Igbo land, you that cannot talk to this criminal gang, they call IPOB, have the guts to stink your your mouth on a matter that does not concern you. We thought it is Nna Mehn, all those boys that is doing, not knowing. No, I am highly disappointed. Well, my Edo people, this is another message, for us to wake up. You see, we Edo youth, Edo people, it is when we are fighting for our political party, you see them shouting, oh yeah, senior on our streets. When they want to fight for PDP, fight for APC, you see youth coming out, sweating, singing, oh yeah, senior, yes, time for them to come together now. to defend their land. You hear them telling you, Fulani coming, Fulani. It is not Fulani. Fulani is not the enemy here. But this Igbo Zonyamiri from the southeast, they are your greatest enemy. If you don't do something about this Igbo, send them a message to stop provoking us. To stop provoking us. They will not stop. Watch this video.
I hereby mention the 40 states of the United States of Biafra, Aba State, Adoka State, Afema Igodomigodo, Ahoda, Abaki Poro, Alanso, Aludo, Anioma, Branem, Calabar, Ebonyi, Ebube, Edo, Eda, Enugu, Epie, Esan Igodomigodo, Esani, Iden Igodomigodo, Idun Ibon, Igala State, Ibani State, Ika
When
State.
their people were doing this in Finland, they were creating 40 states, including our territory, dividing, dismantling our territory. Igodomigodo say we are part of that stupid Biafra. That stupid Biafra, nonsense Biafra. Did Ohanaeze come out to warn these people that they are provoking other ethnic groups in Nigeria? What is our business with these Igbo? They are all over our city doing their business. Nobody troubled them. Meanwhile, they have Igbo community everywhere in our state. Meanwhile, we have no community in Igbo land. Still, they will not respect us. And don't people think, keep it quiet. You allow them to deceive you. See how they have brainwashed some of your children to be insulting elders. They have no regard for elders. Igbo Weremze, slaves don't have a king. They keep saying it. They have no respect. We are people who believe in leadership. We have a king, just like other big tribes all over the world. They don't. Slaves cannot have a king. Did they condemn when they Kano IPOB, some leper fraction were provoking us, including us in their 40 rubbish Biafra? Edo people wake up. If you don't send a message, the Igbos, this Igbo ethnic group, this group of people have been provoking us for a very long time. Remember, Ojukwu invaded our land. They have been using your royal father's picture or their father's picture doing caricature on social media. Nobody have sent them a strong message. That's the reason why Ohanaeze can come out and say this. I arrest my case. I have a group. We are coming. The Igbamedo Collective Council Forum family. We are coming. If you like, come and join us. This is not one man fight.
A chief in Igbanke explained that Igbanke is a geographical name. There are 6 autonomous communities, each led by an Enogie. Enogie is the title for a traditional ruler, with the plural being Enigi, as used in Benin. He shared that people Igbanke have diverse origins. His community, for instance, migrated from Benin. Igbanke people are Benin people and reside in the Benin Kingdom. Please listen to his perspective on Igbanke and get informed about Igbanke people because they are not Igbo.
We have Igbanke. Igbanke is a geographical name. We have 6 communities in Igbanke. Each is autonomous with its king. I think that is what you want.
6 communities.
Yes, making up communities, making up Igbanke. It's a geographical
and each
name.
is autonomous.
Yeah, autonomous.
And each has
its own king, a Nugi or king or what you want to call
What
them.
do they call them?
We call them a Nugi. To have 6 Enigi, the plural is Enigi.
Okay. When they're collective, like
yes.
6 of them are
more
called
than one. One is
yeah.
a Nugi. More than one is a Nigi.
Okay.
So we have 6. Each one is autonomous, but we have a uniform body where we meet.
And that is Igbanke.
Yeah, Igbanke chiefs and Enigis where they meet.
Okay. Thank you. So who are the Igbanke people and where are they from? Where did they come from? How did they get here?
Okay, we have different sources of origin.
Okay, these 6 communities are not.
No, they're not from
common.
Okay. Even one community is not from one area.
It's not even from one area.
Yes.
Okay.
In Olije here, we have different sources where they came from, where they migrated from.
Okay, can you enlighten us?
We cannot start elaborating that.
Let's just do the ones, whichever one you
I said we cannot start elaborating on that now.
Okay.
But know that we have different sources of origin.
Okay. And where we are is one of the communities.
Yes,
Olije community.
Yes.
So who are the Olije people? Where do they come from?
We migrated from the Benin Kingdom directly.
From the Benin Kingdom, yes. When was that? And how did it happen?
I cannot quote those days so that I don't
You know, in history, it's not really about mistakes, because we is a totality. You say what you know, another person says what you know, and
what I'm telling you is based on oral tradition.
Yes, yes.
So I cannot vividly say this is the year they migrated.
Yes. Would you say 100 years ago, 200,
more than
500, 1,000 years?
I cannot.
You don't have any idea.
Our forefathers migrated from the Benin Kingdom to this place. So I cannot quote dates.
So what more can you tell us about your Benin origins or your relationship with the Benin people?
Perfectly well. You can see the bead on me. If you go to the Benin Kingdom, this is what you see.
Okay.
We are proud of the bead. Yes, for the palace, for the king, for the chiefs. This is what we are proud of.
But are beads not kind of ubiquitous now all over the place? In my place, my community in Anambra State, we use a lot of beads. The Yorubas use a lot of beads, and all over the Nigeria, we use
custom
beads.
Is custom. We have customs that are unanimous.
What I'm saying is that the bead is not a unique identity of the Benin
Kingdom. It is. We are known with it more than you people.
More than
the Igbos. What they know the Igbos for is this cap.
The red cap.
Yes.
Okay.
And the Benin does not deal with the red cap.
Okay, the Benin don't.
No, but because we are in a border town, we will try to blend
blend a little to the left, a little to the right. That's Babangida. Are you people then trying to play Maradona?
Yes, that is to survive.
To survive. So from your head side, yes, the red cap of the Igbos, and then the beads of the Benin Kingdom.
You hardly see anybody putting on red cap in the palace.
Okay. Okay. What do they use instead?
The head is left like that. It's only the Oba that covers his head with the red cap.
Only the Oba covers his head with a red cap?
Yes.
With a red cap.
Only the Oba. All of that, their head are bare like this.
So the red cap the Oba covers his head with, does it somehow signify some relations with Igbo people?
No, I would not say. Because if we go deep into the history, I think the Igbos migrated from the Benin Kingdom.
Yes. Why do you say that?
Yeah, because I read.
You read.
Me to quote this.
You read.
The Igbos migrated. I know how nature came about.
Yes.
So they moved from here.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting. That's interesting. I wish you could elaborate a little more. I will pay you.
No, you will pay now first.
In advance?
No, I've given you what I can do. So if you want to exceed here, you pay.
But now, does that speak to your Igbo ancestry, this desire to be paid? You know, everybody says that Igbos love money.
If you want to know whether
you get that from your Igbo ancestry.
If you want to know if an Igbo man is dead, even maybe he's involved in an accident, you will look for coins. And you don't need to see a medical doctor.
How do you do that?
Look for coins, shake it to the ear of the Igbo man. If it doesn't shake, no, it's gone.
The Oba of Benin suspended those Enigi for their greed. Our brother said those suspended Enigi are supposed to be banned from the Benin Kingdom, not suspension alone. To have the audacity to say they want to be on their own when Oba of Benin is the head of the kingdom. For these Enigi, to have that motive alone, they are supposed to be banned, he said. Some Enigi are coming out now on television begging the Oba of Benin for forgiveness. Some of them are still parading themselves as Enigi. Some people in their communities are still respecting them as Enigi after Oba's suspension. That is what is happening in Igbanke, he stated. Please watch the video.
Breaking news. Yes, enough is enough. Benin not they talk. Benin too cool. Benin people, yes, we agree. Enough is enough, but not be the one where you cut pause spit for our face. Do you hear me so? Not be the one you cut pause spit for our face. Igbanke people, una don dey cross una boundaries. I don't know who they do am o. I don't know who they do am. Una don dey cross una boundaries. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Aigwabatile Awa, Oba of Benin. Now una take Umogu Ewa the second Oba Tokbe he say he suspend those niggas. Una see the reason why I dey talk and say those niggas wey they suspend say not be only suspect they suppose give them, they suppose band them. They suppose put bandy for their head. Awa. They suppose band them. Aburo. I suppose namuya aburo. Akuya paedori. Some people say no. Why go talk like that? Some people say no. Why they talk like that? Because for you to fair gather mind, take carry that negative motive to say you now want get to now own where all bad the rule. Only that motive alone, they're supposed to fair banduna. Not be only to suspend. But what do they get now? And they see them, then they carry television. Oba abeg, omogula wo, Oba abeg, you be our father. Fa. All of una know wetin una dey do. As I dey talk to you so see they parade themselves for their community as a nogie. So community wey no know themselves, see they respect and regard such people as a nogie. Now wetin dey happen for this Igbanke so say they don comot say they wan come talk, they say they no be Igbo, they no be Edo, say they be Igbo. If you be Igbo, go to Igbo land. The land you are occupying is Edo land, and in Edo land, this 7 local government, Oba of Benin controls all. If you don't know, may you go read your constitution well. Why Oba of Benin not go suspend a noji of his land? Why Oba of Benin not go suspend a noji of Uromi? No, because in jurisdiction na 7 local government, which is the BENINS, and Igbanke for put for that 7 local government. Only one local government. Since when that decade exists, una don hear Obi of Igbanke, una don hear Eze of Igbanke, Enoge of Igbanke. Now you have been suspended. You say you will not be Benin again. Hey, the last one in that they give una so all the security agency are there. They don't tell una make una go there. Go arrest anybody when one break laws. I beg. The rules and regulations of this land must be respected. Nobody dares with the Oba of Benin. Nobody. Amabio.